Okay, back. Um, so a bit of been away the past few days, but here we are again, going at it with our hero. Again, just a friendly reminder, if you're just joining this stream now, then keep in mind we are playing with mods to enjoy the single player aspect of it more. Create that backstory of our character as a hero, a legend, a myth, and of course, not having to worry about challenges. Um, so yeah, just give me 1 second before we start the game. I'm just gonna go online and correct a few things on YouTube, and then we can begin. Just bear with me, guys. So I have the impression that we are almost nearing the end of the game. I don't know. I have that feeling things seem to be wrapping up now. We made our choice. Who to follow, and yeah, we are at that point. Okay. Yep, just Dynasty. Yep, here we go. Done. Saving, and now we can go and... Alright, continue. Yeah, I can't remember where we left off because it's been a while. But I'm hoping to, yeah, sort of remember where we were. It's been like a week since I last live streamed, so I'm not too sure. Since I played, really, because I usually play and live stream at the same time. Otherwise, if I'm not on, it means I haven't been playing the game. Okay.
I wonder, just how handsome is this?
Not bad at all.
Give me some stuff. Very good.
Looks like Lord Zhou Yu's busier than ever.
Let's see what Lord Zhou Yu wants us to do.
Now that Jiangdong is at last peaceful, our next military objective will be...
To defeat Huan Zu once and for all? Surely? I doubt anyone would disagree.
I hope you're not saying that because of your personal vendetta.
Ling Tong wanting to avenge his father is no different than how all of us wish to take revenge for Lord Sun Jian. If such objectives remain unfulfilled, the morale of our troops will suffer.
I'm also in favor of going to war with Huangzu. It's high time we settled things.
Likewise. I should very much like to see him slain. However, as the leader of Wu, I must weigh up the benefits and drawbacks of that decision. I do not think we should rush into a war with him. Unless we stand to benefit in a significant way.
If that's your concern, then you needn't fret, as his territory is in Qing province. It has immense strategic value. Cao Cao has conquered Hubei after defeating Yuan Shao at Guandu, and is now looking to expand south, starting with Qing.
There are also signs that he had a hand in the rebellion in Lujiang. The threat he poses is becoming more and more immediate. The proposal makes military sense. We'd be removing a threat, solidifying our foundations, and positioning ourselves to be ready for war.
Indeed. Lord Zhou Yu, always taking the words out of my mouth. We should take Xiakou, then conquer Qing, and finally invade Bashu, to control the entirety of the southern half of the realm.
Lord Lu Su, did you really just say what I think you did?
Tell me, why would we do all of that?
It would be a means of protecting the people of Wu from Cao Cao. Cao Cao controls virtually the whole of the north, but if we take all of the south, he'll become unable to move against us.
A daring plan, to say the least. That path could lead to our lord controlling the entire realm.
Me? Controlling the realm?
You are very much capable of such a thing, my lord. Each and every one of us believes that.
So I have your trust. Then our next objective shall be Xiakou in Jing province. We will bring down Huangzu and avenge my father.
Final battle. Okay.
Lord Han Dong does so much for such little recognition. He does.
It's amazing how the survivors managed to carry on.
So this is the final battle to control the south. Or the entire south? I wonder.
Things have escalated quickly. In truth, I thought ruling the realm might one day be our aim. But now that I've heard those words from the others, the sheer weight of that idea is mind-boggling. I thought I was, but I suppose I'm actually quite the coward. The very thought of ruling the realm gives me pause. But at the same time, I know that I must pull myself together if I'm to rally the others. Everyone is excited about taking down Huangzu at the prospect of conquest and revenge. However, it seems evident to me that I am perhaps the one who most desperately wishes to see him dead. When I avenge our father, which is something even my brother could not do, I may finally be able to see myself as their equal. I think then I will be able to consider even greater ambitions without fear or hesitation. When Sa died, I realized that I'm a selfish kind of man at heart. I want to share in the sadness, the anger, the passion felt by the others. Yet, I always end up choosing the most logical or convenient path for me. But, in this upcoming battle, I will defeat Huangzu, no matter what. Then, I will be able to move forward as the leader of Wu. I will be relying on your skills out there.
Yep. Let's see what this battle has in store for us.
Let's begin. Now then.
Yes.
Aye.
It is I, Sun Shangshang, the Bow Maiden.
Don't let me down now.
Go!
We will defeat our longtime nemesis and advance yet further. This battle will decide the future of our kingdom.
Time to attack. Yeah. Time to act.
There is no reason for us to fear Huangzu now.
Take the offensive.
Shall capture the enemy's bases,
The enemy
one
officer
by one.
has been defeated.
Commence the advance. Huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
Ling Tong, avenge your father, but do not be reckless.
I know, Lord Louis Meng.
Have I been
I
bested?
will take down
The enemy
Gan Ming
officer has been
calmly
defeated.
and with certainty.
An expeditious advance
This
is essential to our
territory
cause.
is ours.
Onward, everyone! We march at once!
Finally on equal footing. We better get our pace back.
Superb!
The
You
enemy
never
officer
fail to impress me with
has
your
been
feats.
defeated.
I've been bested. Pitiful.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
Keep
This
moving
territory
forward just like we
is
planned.
ours.
We will set off their trap and get them to lower their guard.
Write the name you've made for yourself.
The enemy
I
officer
know you've earned every
has
bit of
been
it,
defeated.
of course.
It does not matter how many times you attack. We will send you running right back home. Let's march!
I know how to get the job done. I'm now in control of this area.
Go! Take the fight to them!
The enemy officer
Stop their
has been
advance!
defeated.
Got you!
Keep calm. It's not much of a trap if we know it's coming.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
Impressive, as always. There's a lot I can learn from you.
Advance! All of you, follow me! Let's march! Gotcha! Watch and learn! Cleave a path! You're done!
Very nicely done.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
Keep up the good work.
They're strong. Like the tigers they proclaim to be.
Keep pushing to the end. The enemy's main hold is right in front of us.
Let's go.
Now, advance! Wait here. We need to make sure it's safe.
The enemy front has overextended. Good. Send out the ships! We're going after Swen Twin!
Looks like it's finally our time to shine.
Let's go!
Advance!
Proper strategy is the quickest way to victory.
Gotcha!
So, it's you. Well, I should have expected this. Needless to say, no holding back. Let there be no regrets or grudges when this is over.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
Forget it. I'll do my job. Simple as that.
Gotcha!
Advance!
Here he is at last. He is mine. Advance now.
Gotcha!
So Ling Tong has gone after Gan Ning. Then I should also make a move. We'll take an enemy ship and enter into their stronghold. Commence the advance!
How's this?
Looks like I got a bit carried away. Time to retreat.
Their ship is now ours. Prepare to set sail. Anyone who is willing to join the assault on their stronghold, gather here.
Damn it. We weren't able to get Gan Ning. No matter. First things first, we must finish this battle.
The enemy
Advance
officer
now.
has been defeated.
Good. We fought off the enemy's offensive. Let us advance as well.
Let's go.
Forward march!
Lord Weimong, we are ready to sail.
Good. And none have been left behind? Then we will
The enemy
head
officer
straight for their base.
has been defeated.
The tide of battle is back in our favor. Keep pressing.
Now's our chance. Begin the ambush!
Amending this.
So, you figured it out. Then we'll have to take you out first.
Proper strategy is the quickest way to victory.
Take this!
How could I?
The
This
enemy
area
officer
is now under
has
our
been defeated.
control.
That's it.
Infested.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
Prepare yourself, Huangzu. We won't let you escape this time.
What? How have the enemy gotten this far? We must stop their attack here.
Gotcha!
Begin the advance.
We will not
Keep
run.
pressuring them.
Our battle against Sun Quan will be decided
The enemy
here
officer
and now.
has been defeated.
Start the advance.
Gotcha!
As good a time as any. I give up. I will resist no further.
You really are something special. A true warrior of the Three Kingdoms.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
So their fangs have finally reached me. Perhaps this was inevitable.
I've been bested. Well, at least I made a mark on the battlefield. I've got nothing more to say. Whatever happens now is up to you.
We've finally done it. We've defeated our nemesis. Shout out in triumph, as fiercely as roaring tigers!
It's over, isn't it?
Yes. We have finally avenged our father. And thanks to all of you, I've now accomplished something that even my brother could not do.
Brother, there's something I've been thinking. You ought to believe in yourself more. I'm not sure anyone other than you could have succeeded in defeating Huangzu.
I'm not so sure. But I'd like to believe you're right. Whatever the case may be, we shall no longer be haunted by our father's death. We can move forward as a kingdom. Let us continue to pursue our path to a safer and more prosperous nation.
Right, we have a lot to live up to. We mustn't forget, even for a moment, our pride as members of the Sun clan.
we will lay down our arms and surrender. None of us wish to give our lives for Huanzu.
Quite the rationalist.
My service to him was bought with coin. I'm not so dutiful as to die for such a man.
Gan Ning, what about you?
I mean, I'd rather live, but...
Good. That makes things simpler. And even if you did give yourself up, I wouldn't have accepted your surrender.
I'm not surprised. I've got nothing to say as long as you take Su Fei in. So go on. Take your revenge. We all know that when you go into battle, there will be hatred on both sides. And when the dust settles, the loser rarely forgives the victor. That's why I won't beg for my life, nor will I apologize for killing your father.
Well, that is a rational outlook. My lord, executing someone as formidable as Gan Ning would be a waste. He would surely prove himself extremely valuable to our kingdom.
Wait a minute, Lord Zhou Yu. You cannot be serious.
I am sorry, Ling Tong. But I was thinking the same thing.
Lord Sun Quan, you have taken your revenge by defeating Huanzu. But I still haven't avenged my own father.
I know. I know how bitter and miserable you feel. But for now, I want you to direct that hatred at me instead. I cannot bring myself to have him executed after seeing his strength firsthand. I know it may be hard to stomach, but for Wu to make progress, we must gather as many soldiers as we can, and even let go of our grudges if need be. That is why we made peace with the Shan the way we did. And you are wise. You must know this already.
But Lord Sun Quan,
Ling Tong, wait!
Are you sure? I would be like kindling in Wu. One wrong step, and I'll end up burning the whole place down.
If you are kindling, then we just need to find the right use for you. We need men with experience in naval combat, and you certainly have that.
Oh, and what for?
The major warlords in the realm are preparing to fight over Jing province. Myself included.
Bringing Lord Ling Cao's killer into the fold, and then asking Ling Tong to fight alongside him. That is rather cruel.
I suppose there's no way I can keep my distance from him now. While I understand his resentment toward me, he acts so aggressively I can't help but wonder if he still intends to kill me. And since I prefer to avoid injury or death, I was hoping I could ask you for some advice.
Sorry to say, the only help I can give is handling the aftermath of your fights. In the end, the two of you are going to have to resolve things on your own. Still, Ling Tong may be young, but he has a sense of how things ought to be. And he knows full well that Wu needs you. The only question is whether he can make his heart obey his mind.
So what? I need to appeal to his emotions somehow? I wouldn't really have a clue how to go about that. I'm telling you, we need to get this sorted out, or one of us is going to end up out of action for good.
If you're going to clash with one another, why not choose a way that won't put your lives at risk? like a game of Go.
Me? Play Go?
Ling Tong's quite the master at that game. You won't have a chance unless you practice a lot.
I'd never be able to beat him.
Well, that's too bad. Whatever you do, you're going to have to prove in earnest and through action that you're someone worthy of his trust. Anyway, look after him, will you? You're much more battle-hardened than he is.
I suppose I'll have to. I'll just have to be careful not to aggravate him, though.
I wonder, just how handsome is this officer with the clear-eyed gaze that everyone talks about?
Have you heard the news? Liu Biao of Jing died the other day. And Cao Cao is not a man to miss an opportunity. I'm sure he will begin his southward advance.
Should he take Qing province, his conquest of the realm will become virtually unstoppable. For Wu to survive in the face of such a threat, we must strengthen our kingdom until we have the power to rival him. And that will require more territory.
I am sure there is. But expanding our borders is probably the easiest path.
One can strategize endlessly, but the fact remains that a small territory simply cannot host a massive army.
But first, there is something we must do in preparation. A task you two would be well suited for. I want you to act as messengers to send our condolences and meet with Liu Biao's successor, Liu Song. While there, find Liu Bei, who is said to be staying with him, and subtly ask him to join our side.
There is, however, a possibility that Cao Cao has already made a move. He did consider Liu Bei a threat, after all.
You're a longtime acquaintance of Liu Bei and his men, are you not? So let me ask you this. What kind of man is Liu Bei, in your eyes?
I see. Then when Liu Bei fulfills that potential, we may be facing two great enemies, instead of just Cao Cao. In that case, we should make sure to win him over somehow.
Whatever the case may be, bringing Liu Bei to our side will be a necessity in countering Cao Cao. Good luck, you two. The fate of the House of Sun depends on you.
We'll get to...
Being able to fight alongside famous officers and generals?
Have you heard? They say Cao Cao invaded Xingye with a huge army.
Xingye? Isn't that where Lord Liu Bei is?
It was. But apparently he fled and headed to Shanyang to ask Lord Liu Song for help. Then, Lord Liu Song went and surrendered right away, instead of trying to shelter Lord Liu Bei. He probably didn't want him around because he was so well liked by Lord Liu Biao.
So, do you know if Lord Liu Bei is safe?
These are just rumors, but I hear he left and took the people of Xiangyang with him to seek help from Lord Liu Qi in Qiansha.
You mean everyone in Xiangyang? That's incredible!
Lord Liu Bei was extremely popular with the people there. I guess they all wanted to go with him.
It appears things are rather tense. Cao Cao is moving much faster than we thought. Let's see if we can head to Jiangxia, and let us hope Liu Bei is still safe. I did not expect Cao Cao to make his move this quickly. But I am glad you are safe, Lord Liu Bei. Though I must say I was surprised that you've brought your people with you.
We would not have made it here if not for the remarkable efforts made by everyone. And by Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, Zhao Yun, and Zhuge Liang in particular.
We are thankful to them as well. For it would have been a grievous blow to lose you.
Ah, and what might you mean by that? Compared to someone like Lord Sun Quan, who controls all of Jiangdong, I am but a minor leader without power or land.
Without power and land, perhaps. But you are also one of the few lords who garner a lot of attention. We believe that if we can join forces with you, we may even be able to counter Cao Cao. As we speak, he is seeking to take Jing Province, a critical territory. If his invasion is successful, both your forces and ours will soon be overrun. To put it simply, we believe our interests align. Lord Sun Quan has control over Qiangdong proper, and has even expanded Wu's reach by taking in the Shan Yue and minor lords. If you wish to take on Cao Cao, it may be worthwhile for you to ally with us.
We are very grateful for the offer. We have been searching for allies as well, so we would be...
Lord Liu Bei, may I interject? Lord Lu Su's offer is truly a gracious one. However, I have a hard time believing that there is a consensus on this matter within Wu. Joining up with a small group like ours to fight against the mighty army of Cao Cao? That seems like mere bravado at best.
It pains me to admit it, but you're right. When we heard that Liu Song had surrendered to Cao Cao, we left for Jiangxia right away. Our orders in coming here were indeed to secure an alliance with Lord Liu Bei. But I cannot claim that our side has reached a consensus on the matter.
Then, it is only fair to obtain the agreement of those in Wu. For an alliance without mutual understanding will only bring division. Lord Liu Bei, I would like your permission to act as a messenger to Wu. I will convince the officers there and make this agreement a reality.
Wu has overcome every crisis.
We've been called for a meeting. It seems a message from Cao Cao arrived just before we returned. Yes, it was written in more delicate language, but it was in essence asking for our surrender. Perhaps we should have expected this, but those in Wu have split right down the middle, just as Zhuge Liang predicted. There are those who claim that victory is impossible against Cao Cao, and that we should surrender before any unnecessary bloodshed. And then there are those who say we should ally with Liu Bei and resist Cao Cao with everything we have. If there is anyone capable of uniting the two factions together, I can think of no one more fit for the task than Lord Zhou Yu. But unfortunately, he is away at the moment. He is likely busy taking measures of his own to make sure we are prepared for the coming danger. Ultimately, the only way we can protect both our domain and our people is to rise up and rival Cao Cao for control of the realm. I've spoken of this plan before, haven't I? It isn't some impossible dream. I truly believe it can be done. Which is why I want nothing more than to convince every person of consequence in Wu to resist the urge to surrender. But for now, I'm off to meet with Zhuge Liang. You should make your way over to the war room to wait for our arrival.
I think we can all agree that fighting Cao Cao is extremely reckless. How can we possibly hope to win against such numbers? Territory should not take priority over the safety of the people of Wu. Is it not said that needless bloodshed is the mark of a foolish leader?
I never thought I would witness the likes of Lord Zheng Jiao, suggesting we kneel to a tyrant who manipulates the Emperor and exploits all in his path. The Yellow Turbans of Qing, the Heishen bandits. They gave in to Cao Cao and have achieved distinction under his command. But in reality, their lives have been robbed of all meaning, and they now exist as nothing more than toothless beasts at the mercy of the lash. Tyranny is all that lies at the end of the path to Cao Cao's feet. Once you become a slave to his power, it becomes impossible to break free. Do you really think we should abandon our pride and forsake our future just to avoid making the sacrifice necessary to protect them?
We do not find giving up on our land and our people to Cao Cao any more tolerable than you do. But if this is what it takes for our people's lives to be spared, then is it not the best decision we can make?
He's right. There is no reason for us to sacrifice ourselves for pride. We will eventually win back everything taken from us.
With all due respect, I am honestly a little disappointed in what I'm witnessing here. The Sun clan, renowned for its brave warriors, has such cowards for officers.
How dare you!
Lord Liu Bei has no land to call home, and what soldiers and retainers he does have are far fewer in number than those of Wu. In spite of all that, he has sworn to never bend the knee to Cao Cao, and has even sent me to Wu to negotiate an alliance. He does so to save the people of Jing, who regard him with love and respect. And when I arrive here, all I see is Wu, for all its advantages, cowering beneath the shadow of Cao Cao, considering no option but surrender. No matter how many talented officers you assemble, or how well you govern your people, that cowardice makes all of Wu far weaker than Liu Bei alone.
All Liu Bei does is flee from battle to battle. He fled from Ji, he fled from Yo, and from Shu as well. He certainly has more courage than most, but only the foolhardy charge into battle without the strength to prevail.
So, tell us, Lord Zhuge Liang, are we to assume that you have discovered a way to defeat such a massive force?
Yes. I came here knowing that if we fight alongside Wu in this battle, there is a way for us to win. But if the mere thought of having to face a powerful enemy has robbed you of the will to fight, I'll just have to come up with a new plan. Lord Sun Quan, I highly suggest you carefully consider your circumstances and your ability to lead.
Now look here.
I understand the doubts of Zheng Zhao and the others very well. Lu Su and Lord Zhuge Liang have also made a strong case. We will end the discussion here for the time being. I need some time to gather my thoughts on what has been said. This is terrible. I'm a complete failure.
What do you mean by that?
My father laid the foundations, and my brother built Wu into the kingdom it is today. And yet I can't even muster up the courage to defend it. The shame that I feel is overwhelming. I know full well that we must fight. Yet, I can't help but realize how little chance we have of winning. War is crucial to the survival of the kingdom. But we should not fight battles we cannot win. This is a basic principle of warfare.
That is true. Lord Zheng Zhao was not by any means mistaken in his reasoning. If both sides are correct in their own way, then all that is left is for you to make your choice.
Surrender and be trampled upon, or fight and face certain defeat. I don't exactly have the best options to choose from.
Where did you get the idea that those were the only two paths? I think you should choose the third path. That is to say, you should bravely take the field, win the battle, and protect all that you hold dear. Is this not also what you had in mind, Lord Zhou Yu?
Zhou Yu, you have returned.
Yes, I've only just arrived. I'm a bit later than I had planned. But Lord Zhang Zhao and the others sure were grumbling up a storm. Zhuge Liang must have really caused a commotion at the meeting.
Perhaps his words were a little too bitter for them to stomach.
He must have thought that such an approach would be the only thing that could bring Wu to its senses. But Zhuge Liang's words were not meant to merely aggravate or inspire. I think he may actually believe that we can win. He plans to lead Liu Bei to victory, even if it means wringing every last bit of strength out of Wu. He would not have voiced his discontent so strongly without firm conviction. They are fully committed to this fight. We must make use of that. My lord, I speak to you now as a loyal retainer of the House of Sun. I have prepared a secret strategy that will ensure Cao Cao's defeat, but this plan cannot work unless we are able to use Liu Bei's forces. With my plan and the brave warriors in our ranks, we can protect the lives of our people, the domain of Wu, and everything we hold dear.
But this matter has divided us into two separate factions. What can I possibly do to convince everyone to unite as one? Even the soundest strategy is meaningless without the will to fight.
I will explain to them that there is a path to victory, and then I will urge them to reconsider. And if that isn't enough to inspire them to take action, well, We'll just have to appeal to their hearts instead of their minds.
Now even Lord Zhou Yu is insisting that we risk our lives in defiance. And just how do you plan on defeating an army of that size?
The size of Cao Cao's army certainly makes it a force to be reckoned with. But numbers can be deceiving. We must first compare the strengths and weaknesses of both sides. Our disadvantage lies primarily in our inferior numbers. But what do we have that we could use to our advantage?
The enemy is far from home, and they are also poorly trained. Most importantly, long boat journeys tend to bring sickness and fatigue.
Precisely so. And that's why we will fight them on the banks of Jing. No matter how imposing a force may be on land, on water, they become a mere jumble of poorly trained soldiers.
You have a point. Well, even a huge army makes for easy prey if its movements are sluggish.
As they will be slow to maneuver, all we need is a strategy to wipe them out before they have time to escape. What we will do is burn their entire fleet to ashes.
So we're to rely on nothing but unconventional tactics and sheer luck? Even if your fire attack were to succeed, how do you know we can win?
War is of course unpredictable, and I do not claim to have the ability to know the outcome of a battle before it is fought. But to consider no outcome but defeat before even taking the field, how is that any different than losing the battle before it even begins? Now, allow me to ask you all in plain words. Which path will you choose? Will you abandon the kingdom of Wu to live carefree lives without ambition? It is true that taking such a path may prolong your lives. You may even live long enough to reclaim your land and pride. But we would not be the ones to fight and die for the cause. That task would fall to none but our own children. Lord Sun Jian, Sun Ce, and all our forefathers. What would they think? Could you justify that choice to them? If you have even one small shred of pride left as retainers of the Sun clan, as the people of Wu, you will rise up, draw your weapons, and fight with all of your strength!
He's right! We must be the ones to protect Wu, no matter how powerful the enemy may be!
You can count me in. I'll honor my ancestors by fighting to the very end, so that my father and Ce can look down on me with pride.
Those who wish to surrender should do so. That is, if there are any among us that don't mind licking the boots of our enemies.
So we have no option but to fight. However...
This discussion is now over. This is a fight for our lives. A fight for all of the people of Wu, past, present, and future. We must defeat Cao Cao's forces once and for all!
Yeah, I hope. Where will this path lead the kingdom of Wu?
The Yangtze's been busy these days, with even more military ships sailing about.
I have such admiration for this kingdom. I'm sure in most kingdoms the leader gives orders from on high and everyone must obey. But not here. In Wu, no one is forced to serve blindly. We debate the merits of each choice and decide together. It does indeed. I doubt that last meeting would have gone nearly as well as it did without Zhou Yu and the others. But it is rare to see him speak with such passion. Although, I'm sure he was somewhat exaggerating his emotions. to inspire everyone. If you really think about it, the best way to get a group of people with different ideals to work together may be to win their hearts. If my father and brother were still alive to see how much U and I have changed, I wonder what they would say. Once gone, the dead can never come back to life. Yet, I can't help but wish I had the chance to show them. All that aside, it would be truly pathetic if we were to lose this war, given everything that's happened. I'm counting on you. We will use the unique strength of each of our soldiers to the fullest to achieve victory. That is the way of U.
Lord Pongtong, I know you're in there. Today's the day you're going to hear what I have to say.
Good grief! How's a man to relax with lords of the land barging in uninvited? I am a humble man of little consequence. It doesn't matter how many times you come here. Your problems are none of my concern.
Yes, I know what kind of man you are. But I have a reason for being so persistent in soliciting you to join our side. Lord Pongtong, your help will be essential to bringing U closer to victory. U's victory will ensure the safety of the people of Jiangdong, which will in turn make it possible to protect the people of Qing.
Is this your attempt to convince me? Sorry to disappoint, but that won't work on me. All life is precious, but it's not my battle to fight.
I see. Then you have forced my hand. I shall have to rely on my last resort.
Last resort? Well, I'll be damned. So they've got you doing their dirty work for them, have they?
I understand you are good friends with Lord Pongtong. Please put in a good word for us with him.
I almost feel guilty for causing you to be dragged out here. Oh, if it were anyone but you. I don't think I could ever bring myself to refuse if it meant damaging your reputation. U's leaders are a sinister bunch, aren't they? Fine, I'll help, but just this once.
Lord Pongtong!
But don't expect me to swear fealty or anything like that. I'm going to do things my way, no matter what.
Everyone says that damn Cao Cao is going to rule this land. How dull.
Do you think this deployment is daring?
Sorry to bring you here so late. In the coming battle against Cao Cao, I will need you to play a central role. There is a crucial factor which must go in our favor. I want you to ensure that it does. We were afraid to say it in front of the others, but executing this strategy will be about as difficult as threading a needle on horseback.
Cao Cao is not an enemy that can be defeated without a great deal of luck. Or perhaps even a miracle.
We intend to overwhelm Cao Cao's massive army with fire. But simply starting the fires won't be enough for the plan to work.
At this time of year, the winds of the Yangtze River Basin blow from the west and the north. Cao Cao's forces are attacking from the north, so their ranks extend in the same direction. The wind will blow out our fires before they can spread.
Of course, Cao Cao is well aware of this, and likely plans to position himself to our north. But the peasantry of Jing have informed us that there is a place where the wind blows from the south for a short period at this time of year.
Chibi. They say there are times at night when a southerly wind blows down the cliffs on the southern coast.
We want to take advantage of that brief gust of wind. We'll only get one chance, so we must not waste it. You have a technique for predicting the wind, do you not?
To give this plan any chance of success, we are going to need that technique of yours.
We are currently making the necessary preparations. You don't need to worry about that. Please just focus your energy on predicting the winds. We have you with us now. Your presence here may just be yet another gift from fate. Our fate will be decided at Chibi. We will defeat them if all goes according to plan, but everything depends on us engaging them at that precise location. So in this battle, we will repel the enemy vanguard and lead their main formation to Chibi. I want you all to act as if the final battle has already begun. Proceed with all due caution. Now the battle begins!
The honorable warrior is still with us.
Being able to fight alongside famous officers and generals, it's truly an honor.